world, welcome back to Accelerate and welcome to another episode on the Mk1 TT. Today we're tackling something that I've had for ages, but waiting for Drew, can't wait anymore, so here's what we got. Yes, we have a big front mount intercooler. Now this is a welly cooler, which is what I was recommended to get. All the pipe work. I had to actually replace this one because we had that one with it. Which doesn't look very nice. I bought all this off Joe Bailey, where I bought a couple of other bits off him too. So yes, this is a different one to the ones you guys seen in the parts haul video. Thanks to you lot. Everyone recommended I don't use that one just because it was small core, which is not far off the same size as what's on it already. So this should handle the big power we go for next year too. Let's get stuck in.
Since I couldn't be there for the first part of the video, I, Drew, will be providing the voiceover for the video and laughing at Kenny when he does something wrong. The first step, as with most car videos, is of course cracking the wheel nuts, safely jacking the car up, and never forget to secure the car on axle stands. Once the car is off the ground safely, remove the wheel nuts or bolts. I bet you wish you had my electric ratchet now, eh, cuz?
So the wheels and the car is jacked up. Next is the arch liner. Now I know last time we removed the front bumper, I was adamant I wasn't taking the wheels off just to prove a point.
Ha! That backfired, didn't it?
Yes, it's doable. But just take the wheels off, it's a little bit easier. Sorry, Drew.
I forgive you. Now he's using power tools. Removing the inner arch liners is pretty straightforward. Remove the two screws you can see Kenny removing here. I'd love to tell you what screws they are, but I wasn't there. I'm guessing they're Phillips screws, or you can just check yourself when you get your wheels off. There are a few of these screws. Once they're all removed, the arch liner simply pulls out.
Another good reason for stripping these off, that is mud. I can get a good shot of this. Oh my god. Now obviously this holds moisture, which creates a rust. So we're going to dig all that out at some point. Look at that mess.
Just like your car.
Probably should have moved them bolts first as well before I covered them in mud.
I would have advised it, yeah.
Oh no. That is hanging. So yeah, we're going to give that a good clean out before we refit them, I think. Now the next step with this panel off, bolts out of the top.
So Kenny gave up on the mud and did exactly what I do with my problems. Ignore them. So now we're moving on to this plastic panel that covers the top of the bumper. Then scoot onto the floor to unbolt the under tray.
The only thing we got holding this bumper on now each side is there's two tens. And one just down a bit further. Now the easiest way to get through to that one is that way. So you do these and we can pop a bumper.
That did not sound good. Neither did that. Anyway, the bumper is now held on with tabs at the sides that you just heard Kenny crunch. It is a scary sound but necessary. Although we didn't show, the bumper came off quite nicely. It's also necessary to remove the headlights. These are held in by 4 bolts. 3 are easy to get to, 1 is not. Then after a bit of negotiating and a touch of wrestling, it should be free to come out. Watch that broken part, cuz.
So what we're taking off next on here, now the bumper and the headlights are removed, I've got a new slam panel which is already pre-drilled, ready for the intercooler. So what we're doing is taking them off at this point because my impact parts are actually a lot better quality than when I was rusty. So we're just going to remove that front slam panel and go from there.
It wasn't even bolted on. Just kidding. Simply remove the bolts holding the slam panel on and it should come off nicely. The top of the intercooler will now be exposed, so undo the fixing bolts as shown. So we just noticed how eco-friendly the TT is. I don't know if you can see in there, but yes, it's growing something. More horsepower, hopefully. How was that to remove, cuz?
Now that was a pig.
Drama queen.
So that's the stock ones removed. Now these were a bit trickier than expected, but I just want to show you the difference between the size of these things. This core is literally that big. These are just the end pieces. The difference. You know, I think we're pretty much doubling, maybe more, cooling capacity, which is insane. So next step is get the other slam panel on. I'm going to chop the center out of it.
Are you serious?
Maybe not recommended, but I want as much airflow as I can, so let's get into that.
Safety third, right cuz?
Safety first.
My mistake. Yeah, try switching the power on.
Check the power's on first, so it was a good start there.
You read my mind.
Take 2.
This step will differ depending on what size intercooler you've gone for. Kenny obviously went for the biggest one he could find, but you simply trimmed to fit, or in Kenny's case, just cut it off completely. To avoid any jagged edges, use a file to smooth any edges that have been cut. Refit the slam panel, or panels as it were, by refitting the fixing bolts. And if you choose to paint the slam panel, be sure to carefully mask off any areas you don't want overspray on and meticulously prep the surface area that you're painting. I don't think Kenny got that memo. Because it's clearly a mammoth task, once you've done one slam panel, get your girlfriend to paint the other. Sit down, Ken, have a cup of coffee. Jenna's got this.
So one thing we also got to relocate is this temperature sensor. Now, it's obviously on the bracket and in the way of the new intercooler. So what we're going to do is remove this here and probably just try and cable tie it down out the way. Like I said, it doesn't have to be meant, but we'll sort it. So for the bumper to fit in, obviously we've got
Headlight washers for the
xenon headlights. So we need to remove all this because otherwise the intercooler won't fit.
Thankfully, the headlight washers are just held in with a few screws.
Bruce has come to help.
Supervisor, that's what he does. Is this all right? It's the right screwdriver? Yeah? Okay, cool, thanks.
Bad move, Bruce. You can't be trusted with a screwdriver.
Let's look for treasure.
Let's look for treasure.
Well, these look like some sort of weapon, don't they?
What?
The first issue we got is this pipe here is it in this horn. The other one seems to clear because the pipe is not as, well, it's not 90 degrees. Jen is just knocking stuff everywhere.
Whoops.
Oops. So yeah, I need to try and take this off. When we mount this up, then I'm going to try and relocate this horn somewhere. I'll show you where though when we get to it. So here it is, people. It's all mocked up. I've placed all the pipework where I think it needs to be. Obviously, I need to tighten all the jubilees down. I just want to make sure it had freedom of movement. Oh, freedom! Everything clears, including the headlights. Nothing's in the way. Nice silicone pipe up to there. Once again, that sits nicely there. Now I know that is silver. I'm hoping you won't see it too much because the other one's black. However, starting to really take shape now, and damn, we love a front mount. So what is next is I gotta try and, well, I can tighten everything down. Jen's going to give me a hand to try and mock the bumper up because I know it needs trimming on the little side venty bit that goes here for this pipe. Maybe even that side, but let's just get everything mocked up and then we can see what we've got to trim. So next step is just to try and clean this up. I know we're going to need to trim this back, maybe to here, but what we're going to do first is take all these little tabs off basically, just so we can position the bumper up against the intercooler and then see how much we actually need to take off. So first things first, let's hack all this out. What I'm going to do before I do some more though is go and get some eye protection so I can feel it flicking everywhere. Now this is a bit of a pig of a job. If you come closer, I'll show you where we've had to trim. Now this obviously was across here, so we've actually trimmed that and more out of it. We've trialled it up a couple of times and I think you'll agree it sucks, doesn't it?
Yep.
It sucks. Now we've also done this side because it's a different bend, it only catches sort of there. So trial and error. What we're going to try and do now is butt it up again and see if it sits, but time will tell.
Went on this time though.
It did.
Yay.
I still don't know whether just to trim out a little bit more.
No.
No?
No.
No! No! Fun times. It does look good, and that intercooler looks beautiful behind here.
So now that it's all done and it's on, I just want to mention, if you guys want to fit your own universal intercooler on your car, welly cooler, whatever you want to call it, Dom from the Power Pro's done a video on this, and in his description he's actually got which pipes you need, which angles you need, and where to get them, so go check them out. So here it is, out in the open, and Drew's back with us.
Hello. Hello. Right. This is the first time I've literally seen it, because as you would have noticed, I was nothing to do with this process, thank God.
Yeah, I was going to say you were lucky you missed this one.
Yeah, and like I said, we cut these holes for a reason to begin with, and it looks so... It's worked so well. I know you've had to cut the slam panel and stuff like that, but...
Yeah. Now, I know a lot of people are going to give me crap for that,
yeah,
but it's my choice.
race car.
It's my car, and
yeah,
it's going to be a race car, so it's got to be.
And it, like, I'm sure anyone's the same. When I've got an intercooler, I want to show it off, and I think that really does it in a quite a slick way. But you definitely know that that's not a factory intercooler.
Oh, exactly. As I said, I know I still need to take it back off and trim a little bit on the bumpers, but hey ho, it is for now where it needs to be.
But interestingly, you've taken it for a drive. I haven't really been in it, apart from to come down here.
Yeah.
You said it feels like, whether it's psychological, but it's all beneficial now, because the next stage, as we keep saying, is fuel pump, then the regulator's going in, and then it is being mapped. So this is...
One thing I want to do first, charge pipe.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting about that. Thank you very much,
Nice
man.
one. Cheers, man.
Sorry, I love it when that happens. If you ever see us out and about, guys, please say hello. I love it when that happens. So yeah, going back to, I keep forgetting, we're not quite there. The charge pipe, we keep forgetting, because you said you can debaffle it.
We are going to be debaffling it. Apparently it just makes a little bit more noise. I don't know if it does any performance, but any more noise, turbo-y, boosty, spooly crap, we want it.
Either way, we are happy with it. So, as I said in the last video, this is where it's going to get real interesting, because it's the fun bits. It's the power mods that everyone wants to see. We are going to do the first drive, not the 60s. We're going to be battering this thing.
Like it deserves.
Yeah,
all the crap it's given me, innit? I do want to just point out, I haven't put the arch liners back on yet. I'm sorry, Greta, but that has to go. So I've left the arch liners off for now. I've got a...
I forgot to say he went organic. He's trying to grow his own stuff.
I was just going to say...
Think of the environment.
I was doing farmer stuff last year, wasn't I? But anyway... So anyway, yeah, I gotta clean them out, and then at least I can put it all back together and it's done.
And... Not to be presumptuous, but Kenny's just told me some other plans he wants to do with it to make it a bit crazier in the future, so... We are so buzzing, guys. We've had updates on the MX-5 that's going to be done sooner than we think. So our cars now, it's just going to be mental.
Yep.
So yeah, stick with us. But I think for now, that'll do it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
Sorry, before we even do that, I just want to say a massive thanks to Harley and Jenna who gave me a hand with this, because obviously Drew was away and I couldn't have done it without them. So yeah, sorry about that.
I'm sure you guys know how annoying it is when you're trying to do so. They're not into cars at all. So for them to give you a hand and stick with it, thank you both so much.
Yes.
I didn't have to do it, so thank you. But yeah, anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.
Bam! Stop looking at my car. I caught you on camera.
It's yours.